Hi, everybody. This is Gigi from Wellness on Wheels, and thank you for joining us today. And I am so honored to have my colleague, Robert Stone. Robert is the Director of Movement Therapy for our company. And today we're going to talk about the importance of exercise and movement therapy for our older adults and seniors in our community and loved ones during this time when everybody is really sequestered at home. So, Robert, tell us a little bit about your background and how your background relates to working with seniors. And most important, what is kinesiology? I know you have this master's degree in kinesiology. Not everybody knows what that really means.
Right, exactly. So I have a bachelor's and master's degree in kinesiology. And kinesiology is the study of the art and science of movement. So it encompasses everything from dance to everything to do with fitness. And so it puts it all together under one big umbrella. And the specific area that I have my master's degree in is in what's called adapted physical activity. And that's taking all of the principles of exercise and physical activity and adapting them for people who may have different things that make it harder for them to exercise, be that something like a disability or an injury or even just being older. And not everybody can do the same exact exercises. And so what I really specialized in when I was in college was learning about and researching ways to make exercise accessible and effective in improving the health of everyone who is exercising, no matter what their ability level is, what their age is, or if they have some other circumstance that prevents them from going to a normal gym or things like that.
So we know that everybody should exercise, right? And a lot of people haven't been able to do that. But why is it most important that older adults should be more active and exercise on a regular basis?
If anything, I think it's more important for older adults to make sure that they're being active and exercising than it is for even younger people to be active, because exercise is one of the best things that you can do, that you have control over, that will allow you to improve your health. And as we get older, it's very common to start to lose muscle mass, to lose endurance, to lose flexibility. All of these things that we sometimes take for granted when we're younger, but are so very vital when we get older. Those things all start to decline. And what we can do is we can, through exercise, maintain those things and even improve on them in certain areas by being active. And that allows you to stay healthy and active for a long time. I have a number of clients that, as they're getting older, they're able to stay healthier and stay strong late into life. That allows them to do everything from, lift things, get in and out of the car easily, just spend time with their families and their grandchildren. It's important to be able to get around and do these things, because it's a really big thing about quality of life. And if it's difficult to move, if it's difficult to get around without pain or without having to take breaks all the time, it really affects, the quality of the life that you're trying to live. And, we totally have the ability to affect how our body is, especially the earlier that we get involved with it as we start to age. That it's an important thing to do, and it's also important for your mental health as well. There's plenty of evidence that shows that when you're exercising, when you're being active, it has an effect both physically and mentally, and that just allows for total wellness.
Well, we know now that there's so many of our seniors and who aren't able to get out like they used to. Many people would go out for walks or go to an exercise class at a senior center or even in their own communities where we have a lot of connection to these assisted living communities where they have classes by people like yourself and so forth. And a lot of that is restricted. You can't go to your local gym. You can't go to your senior center and do your exercise classes and so forth for strengthening and balance training. So many people have now found themselves sitting around watching television, whether they're young or old, and it's not like they can just take the initiative to all of a sudden, okay, I'm going to get up and do this by myself. It's much easier for most people to go to a class or have an exercise therapist like yourself. Now, for the last 5 or 6 months, many of these people have declined in place because they no longer can have access to this. And it's become really difficult, even for people who are my age and younger, who are, all of a sudden they're losing interest. It's one extreme or the other. For me, it was like, I'm going to beat this. I'm going to get out and do my walks. I'm going to exercise. I'm going to do things that I would never have done because I have a little extra time. But for most people, I have found that many have gained weight. Some of the clients that I've seen recently that I haven't seen in a while, suddenly their balance is off. They're using walkers for the first time. They're just declined, and they're depressed because they're not exercising. Because like you just said, it really helps your endorphins when you're exercising, even just walking. So it just seems like, there's so many restrictions that have caused some setbacks for a lot of us, including seniors. So how can these older adults work at, and exercising at home, even with these restrictions? What kinds of things can you give us in terms of a little bit of ideas of what we can use at home? I know you got a lot of accoutrements that you want to share with us, just to give us a little tidbit of what can I do, or what can someone's father do, or a caregiver help with their loved one, so that they're not just sitting in front of the TV all day long. I mean, that's kind of what's happening, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've seen the same things too. I mean, it's the thing is it's very easy to fall into being, physically inactive. It's easy when before you may have had a routine where you went out for daily walks. I know a lot of my clients like to walk at the mall or places where that may not have been open for a long time or may still not be open. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the gyms are still closed. And so if you had a sort of a regular routine, it's very hard to keep up with that. And if it's something that you want to do to be more active, those options just aren't there. But the important thing to realize is, especially for seniors, it doesn't take a lot of equipment. It doesn't take a lot of fancy things to stay in shape and to build a sort of a healthy lifestyle. Most of the things that you would need to exercise at home, in terms of equipment, are relatively inexpensive and easy to come by, and you can do a lot to affect your health. First of all, you mentioned walking. I think walking is fantastic. You burn a similar amount of calories as walking and running, just slightly less with walking. But if you walk a mile or you run a mile, it's a significant amount, and so it's not to be underestimated, especially when you have a chance to maybe walk up hills or things like that. And that's a great first step, is to just start trying to walk more, whether it's through your house, or through your neighborhood, or anything. That's always going to be a first go-to. It requires no equipment. You can start today, and it's a great way to do that. The other things you can do are just small weighted objects. So, you can buy things like dumbbells like this, or you can get medicine balls that are weighted. This one is like 3 pounds. They come in various different weights, and they only cost a few dollars to buy something like this. And you're able to do a wide variety of exercises. You can press them over your head, you can curl them, you can do all sorts of different things to work on your strength. And it doesn't take quite a lot of resistance, especially if you're older, because your goal is not to become a bodybuilder. Your goal is to just maintain your strength, maintain your range of motion. Especially with, you don't even have to necessarily buy weight equipment. A lot of times it's good to just use maybe some cans from your kitchen. It's easy to hold. You can do all of the same exercises that you do with a dumbbell with a can. These things both weigh the same amount, and there's no reason why you can't use that. I've seen a lot of people, they'll get larger jugs of water, larger water balls. You can fill almost any object with water and turn it into an instant weight. So even if you don't have the ability to go to a store or get out or order anything, you can grab things from around your house instantly and start doing different exercises. The other thing I like to use are resistance bands. These are really
Okay.
lightweight and inexpensive. You may have a resistance band that you receive from the doctor, or these are called TheraBands, and they're just resistive. You can hold on to them and do a number of different exercises with them. These are really inexpensive. You can buy a set of those, for less than 10 bucks. I also like the resistance bands with the handles, and a lot of these also have attachments that you can put around your ankle to do leg exercises too. And so these come in different varying strengths. Some of them come where you can connect multiple cables on, or they come in different colors that are different resistances. But that one set of these is with all you need to do, a full body workout. So it doesn't take a lot to get started. We want to get past these stumbling blocks of, oh, I'm at home, I can't exercise, I don't have access to these things. Those are things that we can get past real easily with just a little bit of equipment, and it doesn't take a whole lot. So I really encourage people to be active in their homes. If you don't feel comfortable going out, if it's not safe yet where you live, or you don't have access to some of the same classes you may have taken, there's a ton of options for being active at home, and you can get in just as good a shape and maintain your health just by being active at home as you would be just about anywhere else.
So I know that, we haven't been able to access a lot of our clients in the last few months. And just recently, people have been open to having you come back into their home. We're practicing proper PPEs. We've all had our COVID tests on, and we're continuing to do so on a regular basis. So what are you actually doing with your clients now? I know some you've done in the past some virtual classes, and not every senior, of course, has the ability to do that, and some have the ability to see you. So when you're working with seniors, what are you doing first in terms of like evaluating their capabilities, or are you noticing some setbacks since you've not been seeing them? I know there have been a couple of clients that we haven't been able to see in several months. And so what are you doing with them, and what direction are you going with that?
Yeah, so when the whole COVID virus began, there was a lot of uncertainty, and so everyone wanted to be very careful, and rightfully so. So some of my clients, they put their training on pause, and waited for a while. And with most of my clients, I'm back to seeing them now wearing masks and testing and things like that, and they're comfortable with it. Other clients have felt more comfortable doing virtual sessions, and some of them I started doing virtual sessions with immediately, and those have gone really smoothly. If you have the capacity to view this video that you're watching right now, you can absolutely do the same thing. I can connect with you virtually the same exact way.
Right.
And so it's really simple, and just about everyone has a device now that's able to do virtual sessions, whether it's your phone, whether it's a tablet computer like an iPad, or whether it's a laptop computer with a camera. It's relatively easy now with the technology to make a connection, and that way I'm able to see what my clients are doing. They're able to see me demonstrate with them. And so it's really opened up a lot of opportunities for most of my clients who didn't feel comfortable doing virtual sessions, and may still don't feel comfortable at this moment, which I completely understand. It's been very smooth and seamless. For the most part, we can do most of the same exercises as long as they have the equipment, and most of them were able to acquire it, already had it on hand, and it's gone very smoothly. They haven't seen any dip in their health. They're progressing just along as well as I would like them to. After a session or two, it becomes very smooth. It's very easy to do those sessions. And so I have sort of a mix right now. I see some people virtually, and that works out great. I see some people in person with lots of protection, and that's been very safe so far. And so the great thing is we have a lot of different options, and and all of those, different ways of doing it are equally effective. I don't favor one or the other. It's whatever is most comfortable for my clients. And so anyone who's out there who feels like they don't want to have someone coming into their home, and they're not comfortable with that, I totally understand that. Think about doing virtual sessions. It's very well. And like with any of my clients, I always sit down and do an evaluation, and that's a really good chance to test out this technology, is to sit down through video, get it set up, already see how it works, and then just see. It's just as simple as this conversation we're having right now. I'm demonstrating the exercises for you, and you have a chance to follow along, and I can correct your form, answer questions, and it's almost instantaneous. It's a real marvel that we have this technology today that I can be doing exercises and watching someone respond almost instantly to what I'm doing, miles and miles away from where it's actually happening.
Yeah, it can be anywhere in the world for our situation and for your situation. Now, of course, there are some people where they need prompting hands-on, but even in those cases, I've seen where the caregiver has a tablet. The caregiver becomes engaged in the exercise, where in the past they may have been very passive and let you do all the work. But now, if they're engaged, they can actually carry on those exercises when you're not available. So if somebody wishes to just do 1 or 2 sessions a week, where they're paying us for the virtual sessions, the rest of the time, the family member or the caregiver who's really working with them hands-on can actually, be able to recall, oh, we did this routine, so I can continue doing it and prompting them. So it's actually, they're, even better sometimes, because when you were going to visit people one-on-one, what I know is that most people took the opportunity where that's their little respite time for them to just walk away and give themselves a little chance to take time off from being a caregiver. And I know it's a lot more work, but I think in terms of the cost savings, the effectiveness, and the fact that they're able to engage now one-on-one with their mom and dad or whomever, and just say, well, look, this is what Robert showed us, so let's do the same thing. So absolutely, there's so much more benefit, and we can do a lot more for more people now that we have this capability. And it is one of the few things that we can do virtually. We can't do dental hygiene virtually. We can't do massage virtually. But luckily, we can do a lot of this virtually one-on-one. I think a lot more people are doing classes online, but it's just a generic kind of thing, whereas you can tailor that. So I'm just so blessed to have you on my team, Robert. I think it's wonderful, and I think your knowledge is exceptional. And I'm just so glad that you've been there for me, for my family, for the entire team of people who rely on you, and a lot of our clients who rave about the work that you do. And at least now that we're able to get out, we can work with some people one-on-one. But I would encourage everybody to touch base with us and at least see what they can do. We are offering incredible discounts for these one-on-one sessions with Robert, and the initial assessments are for free, and they're better if you do them virtually like this and not have to have somebody come into your home. So there are many opportunities, and there are no excuses. And you don't have to be a senior to access our services, right, Robert? I mean,
oh, yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
working with you. I'm not really a senior.
Yeah, I have a wide range of clients that I've seen. That's the one thing that I try to impress upon everyone. Everyone can be active. There's
Right.
almost no one who can't be. I've worked with people from younger adults who are just trying to get stronger and be healthier, and they don't have any limitations. That's something that I enjoy doing as well. To people who maybe can't get out of a chair and they have to exercise in a chair.
Yeah, or even out of bed, right?
Or even in bed. There's a wide range of ability levels, and everyone can benefit. It's just about adapting that exercise to fit whatever your needs are. And that's why we do the evaluations, because then we can have a chance to talk about what exactly your goals are, what you need out of exercise, what limitations you have, if any, and then come up with a specific plan for you, because everyone's very different. No one's gonna be able to follow a cookie cutter thing and have it be perfect with them. But that's the real benefit of working one-on-one, is I can adjust it for you, and I can adjust it even on a daily basis. Everyone changes from day to day.
Right.
Things come up, things happen, and we can be flexible with that. We're able to adapt it to how you're feeling that day, what your needs are, and how your needs change.
Thank you, Robert, so much for your time. I know you're a busy guy and you probably got clients waiting for you, and we really appreciate your time today. And I'm sure that during the upcoming videos, you're going to have some more amazing exercise routines that you can share with us. And we are always telling people to come and join us on our group, and also look for some really amazing tidbits. So thank you again, Robert. Have a wonderful evening.
It's been a pleasure.
Bye.